I'm going to use talk to the text for this paragraph, which comes maybe partway through, midway through Dweck's article. And I chose it because it contained a lot of information that the first time I read it, I didn't feel like I digested all of the information. There were some references that were confusing to me. So I'm going to go back and dig into this paragraph a little bit more fully with talk to the text. So it starts out with the reference to some other writers and thinkers and researchers. Joshua Aronson, Catherine Good, and their colleagues had similar findings. And when she talks about similar findings, I think that I'm going to take a note for myself here about this. She is referring back to the study of her own that she just discussed about seventh graders. So up here, she's talking about this study with seventh graders who were exposed to growth mindset ideas and how those ideas helped really improve their motivation and their effort and the ways that they did homework and studying. So I think what she's doing here is bringing up Aronson, Good, and their colleagues in order to give more credibility to her own work, because she said these other people had similar findings that she had, and so I think she's just wanting to show that um, it just helps us believe that it's not just her study, it's other people's studies. I think one of the reasons I stumbled on this paragraph to begin with is because of the way it starts with all of these names and then all of these names in parentheses, which is a little bit confusing. Like, why are all these names in parentheses? And what's with the dates? We've got the 2002, the 2003. So that's kind of confusing too. And then when you're using hypothesis, if you're doing this in hypothesis, once you make an annotation, you need to be sure to post it, and then it will show up for me to see. Any of your other peers who are working in this document will also see your annotations. You'll be able to see theirs. So there can kind of be a conversation going on as we all work in this. Whoever wants to use hypothesis can work in the document together. All right, so their studies and ours, again, she is linking together. So notice I highlight what I want to comment on, and then I just click this little annotation button, and I can leave my comment over here. The power of we is how I'm thinking of this, because it's not just her, it's their study and hers. And I'm going to post that comment. Also found that negatively stereotyped students. So the thing I think when I see that phrase is, this is a mouthful. I'm not sure negatively stereotyped. I'm not going to worry about spelling. What does this mean exactly is what I want to know. And she does give an explanation in parentheses here. Negatively stereotyped students, such as girls in math. So does this mean that girls in math are negatively stereotyped? Or African American and Hispanic students in math and verbal areas? So does that mean these students they're, I guess I don't quite know what that means. I'm going to keep reading because I'm kind of stuck here, and I'm hoping that maybe she'll offer some additional help as I keep going. All right. Also found that negatively stereotyped students, and then I get the examples, showed substantial benefits from being in a growth mindset workshop. Okay, so there's a whole workshop. So that's more than just a reading or a day. There's a workshop that they're, sounds like they're doing a lot of things together. Stereotypes are typically fixed mindset labels. All right, so we learned about fixed mindset where people believe their intelligence is fixed. They believe they can't necessarily get better at certain skills. So this is helping me understand a little bit. Like when I think about girls in math, I think there is a stereotype about girls in math where, okay, so this is helping me understand this better now. So girls in math often think they're not good at it, not good at math. I know that's true for me. I'm a girl. And I know that my feeling about math is that I'm just not good at it and that I don't know that I can get better at it by working hard at it. I just feel like it's, I kind of say numbers are not my thing. I'm an English person. And so it makes me wonder, do I have a negative stereotype about myself as a student? And does that give me a fixed mindset about my ability in math? That's an interesting question for me to consider. All right. So they imply this, what does this refer to? The stereotypes? Okay. They imply that the trait or ability in question is fixed. Okay, yeah, so that she's just explaining this idea more fully, I think. Stereotypes are typically fixed mindset labels. The stereotypes, imply that the trait or ability in question is fixed and that some groups have it and others don't. Okay, which is kind of goes back to what I was thinking about myself with math. Yep, I'm one of those people who doesn't have skills in math, and there are people that do have those skills in math. So I'm thinking I do have a fixed mindset about math and my abilities in math. Much of the harm that stereotypes do comes from the fixed mindset message they send. I would agree with that when I think about that. Yes. Oops. Oh, what did I do? Okay. I need to just click over here in the annotation box. Oh, now I lost my train of thought. Okay, yes, this is true for me. It does seem like it's been harmful for me to believe I'm just not good at math. And I don't know if I've believed that because, I'm quote unquote, because I'm a girl. I don't know how much that message was given to me over the years. I just know that I've internalized it for sure. All right. So I'm coming up on 10 minutes, so I think I'll stop here. But you can see when you're really talking to the text, you are working to identify the things in the text that give you trouble, that raise questions for you, that make you curious, or that present challenges. And you're trying to capture notes about all of that in your, either if you're using hypothesis in the little note sidebar here, if you're working on the text itself on a printed page, You can circle things, you can draw arrows, you can draw little diagrams or pictures to help you understand something. You can create little maps to help you think through a problem in the text. So as you do talk to the text this week, really think in terms of how can you get very aware of what's happening, very conscious of what's happening with your thinking as you read, and get notes on the page, either using hypothesis or on the printed page that you print out at home to capture those notes. All right, I look forward to seeing what you do with Talk to the Text.